So you're putting the change in X here, and then it'll be you put a comma in between it, and then you're working on your Y coordinate for point Q. So again, you start off with a Y coordinate for the starting point, which is 3, plus the ratio 2/3 times the change in Y, which is -6. Now, if you punch this whole thing into the calculator and this whole thing into the calculator, you should get your coordinates for point Q, all right? So I'm gonna do that here. All right, so I'm gonna plug it into the calculator, -3 plus 2 divided by 3 multiplied by 9, and that gives me 3. So that's my X coordinate. And let me just double check that I did that correctly. So 3 goes into 9 3 times. 2 times 3 equals 6. So 6 plus -3, which gives me 3. So it checks out to be correct. All right. Again, you can plug this whole thing into the calculator. 3 plus 2 divided by 3 multiplied by -6. And you get -1. So guys, look, this is the answer. Point Q, which was on the segment RS, has the coordinates 3, -1. All right. So essentially, if this was my segment, right, RS, Q would be somewhere here. All right, based on the ratio 2:1. All right. Got it? All right, so let's look at example 2 again. All right, so example 2, it says find the point Q along the directed line segment from R, which is -2, 4, to point S, 18, -6, that divides the segment into ratio 3:7, okay? So the first things first, what is our ratio? Well, it says 3:7, so it's going to be 3 over, what's 3 plus 7? 10, right? So 3/10. And then our starting point, which is our SP, well, where did it start? This is our starting point, which is -2, 4. And we just want to write out the coordinates again because we're going to need it. And then you want to label it. So this is your X1, Y1, X2, Y2, and this is X and then Y, all right? And then we want to do our change in X. So of course, it's going to be 18 minus -2. So that turns into a positive because it's a double negative. So 18 plus 2, which is 20. And then the change in Y, which becomes -6 minus 4. So a negative plus a negative gives us a negative number, which is 10. So now we just plug it into the formula, right? We want to find point Q. And then we want to set it up so we're solving for the X coordinate and then the Y coordinate. Okay, so we start off with the X value of the starting point, so it's -2 plus 3/10, which is the ratio, times the change in X, which is 20. And then comma, the starting point for the Y coordinate, which is 4, plus 3/10 times -10, which is right here. And again, you're plugging this into your calculator. So you're plugging it in first. So I get -2 plus 3 divided by 10 times 20, which gives me 4. And I'm doing the same thing for this side here. So you get 4 plus 3 divided by 10 times -10, which gives me 1. So this is your coordinate here. This is your answer. Okay? All right, let's move on to example 3. It says point Q is on segment MN such that MQ is to QN in the ratio of 2:3. If M has the coordinates 3, 5, and N has the coordinates 8, -5, then what are the coordinates of Q? So guys, I want you to put a star next to this question because this one is a unique scenario. The reason being is because they tell you what the coordinate of M is and what N is, and then they want you to find the coordinate of Q, all right? Sorry. So this one, even though they give you all of the information, I want you guys to think, well, what if they did not give us any of the endpoints, right? What if they gave us one endpoint? Like, let's say they only gave us the coordinate M, and we needed to find N. You would have to essentially work backwards, okay? But in this case, this is just as the others, but I want you guys to think about this as you're working on the practice questions. What if you needed to find the coordinate, the endpoint, any of the endpoints, and they gave you the point that was partitioned already? At any rate, let's proceed with the problem. So let's do the ratio. So our ratio here is 2:3, so that's going to be 2/5. Our starting point as P is M, which is 3, 5. And let's write out the points. So we get 3, 5, and we have 8, -5. And let's just label it X and Y. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. And this is X and then Y. And then now we're doing the change in X. So our change in X is 8 minus 3, which is going to be 5. And our change in Y is -5 minus 5, which is going to give us -10. And again, we're gonna plug this in. So we get Q, point Q is equal to, right, the starting point for X, which is X. Okay, so I forgot to put this X coordinate, Y coordinate. So it's going to be 3 plus 2/5 multiplied by the change in X, which is 5. All right, comma, and then the Y coordinate 5 plus 2/5 times -10. All right. And then we just plug it into our calculator. Easy. All right. So here we go. 3 plus 2/5 times 5. So that gives us 5 for the X coordinate. And we're plugging in the other one. 5 plus 2 divided by 5 times -10. So that gives us 1. And that is our coordinate for Q. All right, guys, if you have any questions, remember I am available between the hours of 10 and 3 p.m. from Monday through Friday. So please shoot me a comment or email and I'll respond momentarily. Also, this week I will be available on Google Hangouts on Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m. So if you have any questions with regards to this lesson, please join the Google Hangouts so that I can answer whatever questions you may have. All right, until next time, bye.